Under eyes, I have shown these numerous times, but I swear it is the one thing that if you practice more and more and more, you are gonna get it, and it is going to change your makeup. I swear to you, bringing you two things right now, one with a liquid, one with a cream. Join me. I wanna dive into this with under eyes and how we age. It all depends on the shape of our under eye. When you're watching somebody's tutorials and they're talking under eye and you're getting so confused at what's going on, I need you to remember this key thing. Wherever someone is working at the under eye, if their hardest part is not your hardest part, imagine if where they're working, you were envisioning your hardest part. Like mine is on this inside, maybe yours is out here. So whatever I'm doing in here, take that, articulate it and throw it around in your brain and move it on to along out here. So first things first with under eyes, you always want to hydrate. You've got to have that hydration. The Seint cream is boss at it. I put it on, I don't get it up under my eye. I put it on in the troughs where I'm the most dry, stipple it in and let it sit and absorb. After that, I put on my sunscreen. I usually wear two sunscreens on my face. One to keep a hydrating glow right in here. And if I do have oily skin sunscreen throughout the rest of the face. But for the under eyes, I try to make sure that it stays nice and hydrated. So another tutorial that I already filmed, I actually have two different things on my face with makeup. This was a liquid and a powder, and this is a cream. So you're looking at my face and you're like, girl, it's not balanced out. It's just not balanced out because I was showing the difference within the two, and I want to extend on that further. I want to take the under eye and what we're doing with our under eyes that we can change completely. This one, it wasn't necessarily to change. It was just like, hey, when I use a cream, this is what I can do. When I use a powder and a liquid, this is what I can do. So you'll want to watch that tutorial too and be on the lookout for it. So we're going to dive into this. I am going to grab my concealer that is a liquid. I'm going to grab my color correcting that is a cream, and I can also use my foundation colors too. But I want this to be quick, so the main thing that I'm gonna do is, for under eyes, I always like to use color correcting, but I'm gonna dive into things too that's just foundation colors so that you can understand the comparison even more. This is what we tend to do when we use a liquid form for our under eye, is we put on as slight of amount as we can. These are stressful. Get off all excess that you can before you even touch your face with it, because what I just put on my face is way too much makeup. But that is usually how we dive in. We either grab a sponge with it after and we sponge, but we're usually getting way too much, and we're going in with a color that is lighter, which has a tendency to crease more because we do need something that isn't so light to our under eye to take care of the issues at hand. Okay, so there was my concealer that I did for my under eye there. It really didn't touch that inside that I want, but it finished that out. And now I'm just gonna kind of bring this back in so I don't cut off any of the color that I had, so it flows in through there. So the thing though with our color correcting and with our under eyes is the more product you put there, the more of a problem you're going to have. Anytime you're doing a thick product, the higher the chance you're gonna have a problem, because we're going in and making faces, and this product is going like this. Okay, you know, when you put glue on your hand and the glue, and then you just keep doing this and it starts drying and it just gets tacky, and that's what's going on with the under eye, and it's giving it that tack, more so the older that we get. So instead what I want to do is I want to color correct to a point. I'll color correct a little bit, and how I'm going to do that is paying attention to the under eye coloring that I have, which is a purple and a blue, and softly coming in here and removing that color by using color theory and making sure I do not get excess. So I will have to use more than one color because the coloring under my eye is not the same across the board. I've got purple and I've got blue, and I've got a mix of both in some areas. I got just blue in some areas and just purple in some areas. So I have to take care of the color for what it is. From there, I'm going to take my foundation color and use it minimally in the other areas on my face. all not right under the eye, but kind of sorta. And I'm gonna try to not touch that part where I used the color theory. Okay, and now I'm gonna, it's in this other palette, but now I'm gonna take just a little bit brighter of a color so it has more of that concealer look. That was too much, so I'm gonna take the excess off my brush. And I'm going to softly stipple this outside, blend it on through where I need to brighten. And I'm gonna take that same little brush, I'm gonna look at my eye and say, grab the tiniest amount and grab that concealer color and try and go in there tighter with way less amount. Staying out of the creasing as much as possible. Now, if you only have a liquid and what you saw me do earlier does not work for you, you can take the liquid concealer, you can put it on that teeny tiny brush. This is a brush that Seint has because it has a really solid pointy tip, and I always have to end up even though I tried to dab the most minimal amount on here, I always have to get off excess onto my hand before I touch my eye with it. And I'm just gonna keep that up like so. And I'm gonna come into that darkest point and soften out that color so I'm not getting too much. This helps with creasing. And I literally am only touching the places that need it. Don't just go in because it's the under eye and you think you need to. Literally only touch the places that you feel need it. Don't be random. And having that little brush with that little control makes all the difference for you. So my goal for this video was not to show you the do's and the don'ts. My goal for you is to show you how you can minimize with your under eyes to get the least creasing as possible using a liquid or using a cream. I prefer a cream across the board, especially when I'm using Seint's Demi Correctors, because I don't get creasing at all through the day. If I ever get creasing, it's because I put too much makeup on this brush, and the smallest amount makes the smallest or the biggest difference. Remember, you could have more issues out here than in here, so take where I put it and how I did it here and just hone in on the darkest area, and the more the wrinkles are, that's where you need to use less is more, but getting to the point and taking care of that look. I'm Jocelyn McClellan. If you have never seen me on YouTube, hello. I hope this page you'll find educational information with makeup on how you can just help yourself out as you navigate makeup to make sure that you become better at your face. I know when we watch makeup tutorials, it's always so hard because we never do know what to do because everybody's telling us we should or should not do something. But you are the only one that can determine that with your beautiful face. If you ever want a custom color match from me with the cream foundation and you live in the United States or Canada minus Quebec, you can get a custom color match for me at fitmissionmakeup.com, where I just tell you what colors are best for you, give you the link that you can go buy. It's an easy website to purchase from, and then I'm in your back pocket if you ever need help with your makeup with doing things like this. I hope you have a great day. Take care. We'll talk to you next time.